You're about to take a deep dive into one of the biggest true crime cases in the universe, or at least on our part of the planet. From the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You know we love a good deep dive. And this one, oh boy, this one takes us back to the era of bling, late 90s, think platinum hits, and Versace everything. We're talking Diddy and J-Lo, a couple that truly set the world on fire.
A power couple, no doubt.
Absolutely, but as we know, behind those million-dollar smiles and red carpet moments, there was a whole lot of complexity. And today, we're going to unpack it all, especially how this relationship, particularly that infamous Club New York incident, really set the stage for J-Lo's rise to global superstardom. Because let's be real, the woman is an icon.
She's a force of nature, and I think you're spot on. To understand her journey, get a rewind to this moment in time. You had J-Lo, already a star on The Six, was blowing up the charts. Hollywood was calling. She was the name on everyone's lips. And then you had Diddy.
King of Bad Boy Records.
Exactly. He was already a music mogul, had built an empire, Biggie, Mace, the list goes on. He represented a certain kind of success, that blend of talent and, well, let's be honest, a bit of a ruthless edge. And that's where things get really interesting, because that's the world J-Lo was stepping into.
Yeah, this was peak bling-bling era. Extravagance was everything. They were dripping in diamonds at all the hottest parties. It was a carefully crafted image, and it worked. But we also can't forget, Diddy had a reputation. Lavish lifestyle, yes, but whispers of a darker side, too. A certain ruthlessness.
Right. He was a player in the music industry, and it was a tough game back then. And that backdrop, that context, it becomes super important when we get to that infamous Club New York shooting in December of '99. This wasn't just a nightclub scuffle. It became a defining moment for both of them, but especially for J-Lo.
Okay, so for those who need a little refresher, set the scene for us.
Okay, so it's late December. You've got Diddy, J-Lo, their entourage. Rapper Shine was there too, partying at Club New York. It was a spot in Manhattan. Things get heated, an argument, then shots fired. I mean, it was pure chaos.
And suddenly J-Lo, she gets a terrifying front row seat to the very real danger that came with Diddy's world.
Absolutely. They make a dramatic escape, speeding off in a Lincoln Navigator, but not before 3 people are injured.
Wow.
Diddy gets arrested, gun possession, bribery charges, Shine's hit with attempted murder. And just like that, this glamorous couple, they're front page news, but for all the wrong reasons.
And I imagine the public's perception of them, it completely shifts.
Oh, 100%. This media frenzy, it was insane. J-Lo is suddenly painted as this innocent bystander caught in the middle of Diddy's drama. And it became a huge wake-up call, not just for her, but for everyone watching.
Yeah.
It made you wonder, was this the price of fame? Was this the real Diddy?
It's like that night, that whole incident, it really pulled back the curtain on the reality of Diddy's world. And for J-Lo, you can only imagine the pressure she was under, dealing with that very public fallout.
Oh, totally. And don't forget, this is J-Lo on the rise. She's got this carefully crafted image, talented, ambitious, but in control. That Club New York thing, it really throws all of that up in the air.
So how does she handle it? Because, and I think we all know this, she handles it brilliantly.
And that's where J-Lo's instincts, they're just incredible. She steps back from the spotlight, lays low for a bit, but she doesn't disappear completely. You know what I mean? She uses that time so strategically. It's amazing.
Yeah.
While all the legal stuff's going on, she's in the studio working on her second album, J-Lo, which, by the way, goes on to be a smash hit.
It's like she took all that chaos, all that scrutiny, and poured it into her music. Classic J-Lo move.
Exactly. And you see this pattern throughout her career, turning these personal challenges into anthems we can all relate to. Love Don't Cost a Thing, Anyone. Released right after the split with Diddy, becomes her biggest single yet. She understood that showing her vulnerability, her ability to bounce back, it just made her even more real, more relatable to her fans, especially women going through their own stuff.
Hey, I've been there, but look at me now. So empowering.
Right. And her image during all of this is key. She makes this very deliberate shift away from that over-the-top Diddy glamour, embraces a more streamlined, sophisticated style, those sleek Versace gowns, that whole vibe,
Like I'm in control of my story now.
Exactly. And that story becomes all about self-invention, resilience, ambition. While Diddy's making headlines, a lot of times for the wrong reasons, J-Lo's quietly building an empire. Music, movies, her own clothing line, even a fragrance brand. She was unstoppable.
She's not just a pop star anymore. By the early 2000s, she's a global brand, a total force.
And it makes you think, right? Did that whole Diddy experience, that brush with the darker side of fame, did it light a fire under her, push her to define success on her own terms?
It's like she got a glimpse behind the curtain and used it to fuel her own ambitions, create a path that was really, truly hers. It's like she weathered that storm, came out stronger, more focused.
Right. And it makes you wonder about the role of mentors, or, well, in this case, maybe the lack of one. I mean, Diddy, he was all about success, but was he really the best guide for a young woman navigating that world? Not really.
No, he was more about being in the center of it all, not showing her another way.
Exactly. And that's where J-Lo's own drive, that inner strength, it really shines through. She took charge of her career, made choices that felt right for her, not for anyone else.
And it worked. But it wasn't just about smart business moves.
Right.
It was deeper than that. It was about connecting with her audience on a personal level.
100%. J-Lo's story, it just resonated with people, especially women, who saw in her this incredible drive, this refusal to be held back. She broke down barriers, but she also embraced her heritage, her femininity, her own version of what it meant to be a powerful woman.
Jenny from the block, always and forever. And that authenticity, that refusal to be put in a box, that's what made her an icon.
And still does. Look at her now. She's still putting out music, doing films, launching new businesses. She shows what happens when you believe in yourself, work hard, and maybe have a little bit of that Bronx fire.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels like we've uncovered something pretty fascinating about their relationship. It wasn't just a celebrity fling, it was a turning point.
It pushed J-Lo to define success for herself, to use everything she went through, the good and the bad, to connect with people in a way few artists ever do.
Makes you wonder, would we even have the icon we know as J-Lo without that wild ride with Diddy? Something to think about, right?
It really is. And it reminds us that sometimes those tough moments, the ones that challenge us the most, those are the ones that really push us to grow.
And there you have it, a deep dive into the world of Diddy and J-Lo, a story of ambition, self-discovery, and the incredible power of a woman who wrote her own story. Until next time, keep digging into those fascinating corners of pop culture. You never know what you might discover.
In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface,
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
where hidden killers roam unnoticed in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Bruschi as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point on narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you've taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.